Yes folks, welcome back to Celtic Fans TV and to a very special starting 11 prediction. As you can see, we are here in Lisbon at the Estádio Nacional. We've been here in Lisbon all day. We're flying to Madrid tonight. We've spent the day here. We've been to Sporting Lisbon. We went and done the Benfica tour, but the highlight of the day has no doubt been coming here. This is the first time I've had the chance to come and see this stadium where Celtic lifted the European Cup all those years ago, and what a place it is. I got goosebumps walking in. I think for a Celtic supporter at any age, if you haven't been here yet to visit, I would highly recommend it. And what better place to make a starting 11 prediction from, changing it up from the usual location in the studio, but I think it's well worth it. We come into this game against Real Madrid in the Bernabeu tomorrow off the back of that 3-0 win over Livingston. On Sunday it was a great victory for us. That's always been a tough place for us to go, but I think the team have finally put that to bed with the victory there last season, and that assured controlled performance on Sunday. We weren't able to look at the pitch or to look at how Livingston play and say that was why we didn't perform. We did perform, and I think back-to-back victories there really puts that to bed, and we're in a really good place domestically. We've started the season brilliantly, scored lots of goals, 11 wins from 12 games. But this is the final Champions League group stage game. There's nothing to play for us. We are bottom of the group, but it's no doubt a game that the players will be looking forward to get the chance to go and compete in the Bernabeu against Real Madrid. I know the supporters are looking forward to it as well. 40 odd years since we last played Real Madrid, so it is a rare occasion, but we've got to hope the team can go there, put in a credible performance, try and come away with something from the game despite the fact it'll be really difficult. It doesn't help us, of course, that Real Madrid have still something to play for because they managed to lose to Leipzig last week. Top spot still up for grabs for them, so I expect a strong team and a strong performance for them, because they will be looking to win the group and try and secure a slightly easier last 16 tie. But for us, we've got to just try and put in a credible performance. I don't think at any stage in this group phase, even though we're bottom on 2 points without a win, we haven't been totally outplayed in any of the games. So I think if we can come out of the Bernabeu tomorrow with that still intact and say that we haven't been totally outclassed for a full 90 minutes, we'll still have some credibility, and we can put the Champions League to bed and hopefully come back stronger next season. Anyway, let's get to the team for tomorrow's game. We'll start in goals as we always do. It'll be Celtic's number one, Joe Hart. Barely had a save to make at the weekend. I would expect him to be much busier tomorrow night, of course. Ralston played at right back. On Sunday I thought he would come in. He did. Another good performance from him, but I do expect Juranovic to take his place at right back. The centre halves I expect will be Carter Vickers, and alongside him Moritz Jens. Still too early for Karel Starfelt, I think. Only just back in full training last week, I believe. And because there's not really anything on the line for us other than pride, I don't expect Starfelt to be thrust back into action tomorrow night. I think Greg Taylor will complete the back four. Standout player for us so far this season. Another goal at the weekend, scored in 2 consecutive league matches now. His level of consistency, his attitude, his approach this season has been absolutely brilliant. And as I say, with Jota's injury, he has become the standout player for us so far this season, and he deserves all the credit for the improvements he's made in the last 12 months. In midfield, I think the manager will keep Matt O'Riley in that deep position. He done really well at times in the first half on Sunday to break up the play when Livingston were trying to get up the pitch. I think that's probably the best sort of defensive attributes he's shown in that area. We obviously associate Matt O'Riley with great technical ability and going forward and picking passes and creating goals, but I think on Sunday he showed a slightly different side to his game in terms of breaking it up and not allowing Livingston to really get up the pitch. And he'll have a big task tomorrow night in that midfield up against the likes of Kroos and Modric if they are to start. Ahead of him, I think Aaron Moy will play. I think Rio Hatate will complete the midfield three. Moy back in on Sunday. This might be a tough task for him in midfield at this stage of the pace of the game. Tomorrow night I expect to be relatively quick against those experienced top class operators in midfield for Real Madrid, but you have to say Aaron Moy has been decent in his starts while McGregor's been out. Deputised pretty well. I think most of us thought he would play in the deep position when McGregor was first injured, but it's been O'Riley that's gone in there Moyes played that one slightly further up, and I expect that to be the midfield three tomorrow. In terms of the front three, the manager's obviously got a lot of options again. Jota's back fit. Haksabanovic started at the weekend. Abada's fit, Maeda's fit, and Kyogo and Giakoumakis are obviously pushing each other with good performances, and they're both getting their fair share of goals as well. So on the right hand side tomorrow night, I think Jota is going to start. On the left hand side, I think Haksabanovic will get the nod, and through the middle, I think Kyogo Furuhashi will keep his place. Obviously, news breaking today that Kyogo and Hatate haven't made the Japan squad for the World Cup. It seems like in Hatate's case, maybe a little bit international inexperience and not having the defensive attributes that the Japan manager's looking for. And Kyogo, I don't think has really performed in his recent appearances for Japan, but I think it's pretty harsh not to make the 23-man squad or whatever it would be, particularly for Hatate at that stage of his career. He's got growth in him. There's no doubt he'll develop and become better. He'll have another World Cup in 4 years' time. He'll be 27, 28. But for Kyogo, probably a really tough one to take personally at 27. If he's not in it in his peak, is he likely to be in it if they qualify again in 4 years' time? So personally, a tough one to take for the guys. Hopefully they've got a bit between their teeth to go and try and prove a point in the lead up to the World Cup, and they put in great performances for Celtic. And of course, I suppose there's positives for us in terms of the fact that they're not going to go and play minutes and potentially pick up injuries, and I suppose if they were to excel, put themselves in the shop window for a potential January transfer. So there's definitely upsides to them not making the World Cup, but I'm disappointed for them personally, because I think they've really impressed the Celtic supporters since they arrived at the club, and it would have been nice to see them compete at the World Cup. So there you go, that's 11 I think Ange Postecoglou will go with tomorrow. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts on the team below. How many changes do you think there'll be from the game against Livingston on Sunday? And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to catch a 8:15 flight to Madrid. We will see you tomorrow. We'll have a pre-match build-up show, and then we'll have usual post-match reaction, but it will be from the Santiago Bernabeu, so I'm sure it will be brilliant whatever the outcome is. It's been a great trip so far. Join us for that. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.